Yo, turn your radios down, turn your radios down. We got another spoiler in the house. Actually, we got a really, really big spoiler today, right? So, today we're going to talk about The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. We also going to talk about, we're going to talk about The Quiet Place Part 2. And we also going to talk about our biggest spoiler of the day, which is Fast 9. Yes, folks, I've seen it. Okay, but we're going to talk about that last because I know everybody wants to hear about that one. Well, at least I think I know about that. I think I know everybody want to hear about that. Right? But first I want to let y'all know, well, actually I want to ask y'all to hit that like button and subscribe to my page. I will greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. It will help me out. I'm gonna come with, a lot of stuff. So, you might as well want to know about it. You might as well want to, get that first notification. So, in order to do that, you have to subscribe to the page. So, why not? Right? It'll help me out. So I say subscribe. That's what I say. Hit, smash that like button if you can, hit it up. Okay. So first we're going to talk about The Conjuring, since that's the first movie I seen today. I tried to watch it last night, like 12 o'clock at night, because who wouldn't want to watch a scary movie at 12 o'clock at night with all the lights off? Nobody. At least I wouldn't. I want to watch a movie, a scary movie, pitch black, dark in here with, 12 o'clock at night with the creepy sounds from outside. But whatever. Anyway, so The Conjuring came on today, and it was actually pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie. Would I say it's scary? No. It takes a lot to scare me. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, wow, that movie was so scary and blah, 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 because it wasn't. Right. But it was actually good content, though. It was a good movie. I actually liked it. I like the fact that they was talking about, witchcraft this time. It was basically about witchcraft. And, I like the whole concept of trying to get the courts to understand that, there is evil in this world. Well, I think the courts really already know there's evil in the world, but this time they was trying to let people know that, demonic evil is actually real, right? So, their whole thing is, if the courts will make you put your hand on the Bible and say how much, you would, you're doing whatever you say is, true. And, the whole, put your hand on the Bible thing and, you swear to God. That's basically what you're doing, right? So, if they believe so hard in the Bible and God, why not believe in the devil, right? Because the devil came from, God. All right, I kind of really don't want to get into that situation. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to talk about it when it comes to who's who and where what came from and blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, the movie was actually good. So, there's a little boy who's actually, possessed. And they are trying to get the demon out of the little boy. So in the process of trying to get the devil out of the little boy, the little boy's sister's boyfriend comes along and he's like, get out of him, take me, because there's always a whole take me thing in scary movies, right? It's like, no, take me. I want you to come in me. Well, he does that. and the demon, the entity, the demon, whatever, it actually goes into him, right? Comes out of the boy. The boy is fine. Everything is good, and no one knows that the boy is now possessed. The sister's boyfriend. No one knows he's possessed right now, except for the guy that him and his wife do all of the basically getting the demons out of the homes and the bodies and all that stuff. The two main characters. So that's what they do. And but the thing is that he can't tell nobody, because the demon, before it left the boy, had grabbed his heart and was like squeezing on it or something. You know how they do. It's weird. You can't explain it, but that's what happened type situation. So yeah. So he basically can't talk or anything, and wound up going into a coma or something. I guess that's what he went into, a coma from the demon grabbing his heart. I don't know. But he finally wakes up right in the hospital, and he tells his wife that the demon is in the boy, and the wife is like, no, the demon is out the boy, we got it, everything is okay. And he's like, no, the other boy. Right now, they are saying names in this, but y'all know by now, like, it's been a couple of videos by now, and y'all know that me and names don't get along. So I don't know these people's names. I can't remember the names, and mind you, I literally just watched the movie today. So the boy is possessed, and he tells his wife that the boy is possessed. So the wife tries to call, over at the house, and no one answers the phone. And that's because the boy, he's like, seeing things and going through his little scenarios or whatever. You know how the demon make you see things first and hear things and do all this stuff at first. So that's what he was going through. And then the person they lived with had the music pumping mad loud, and the girl and the guy, they dancing while this boy is going through his little trials and tribulations. My wording is crazy, but anyway, right? So so this is going on, and then while everybody's having fun, they notice that something is wrong with the guy. He's like sweating, and he's like breathing crazy, and he doesn't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. And then he sees the like, it's kind of like the demon was in the guy that lived with them, the one that that was they was all partying or whatever. It wasn't a real party. They was just having fun with themselves. It was three of them: the girl, the boy, and the guy that owned the home. So the guy that owned the home, the boy seen the guy that owned the home dancing with his girl, but in his head, it was kind of like the man that owned the home was like beating on a girl or something with these crazy eyes and stuff. That's what the boy was seeing, but that's not really what was going on. That's just what he was seeing. So he grabbed the girl and was like pushing her out the door, out the way, out the door or whatever. And you hear the dogs barking, because it was like this dog farm or whatever. And it was like a kennel or whatever. So, all this was happening, and it was chaos. And the boy thought that the guy was coming at him to, basically to kill him. So he picked up the knife and he just started stabbing him. So the thing is that within this whole situation, the thing that's like super, it's like the thing that's like, I don't know how to call it, the connection of all this is the 12 stab, like they get stabbed 22 times, right? So it's like everybody that's going through this gets stabbed 22 times, right? So that's the thing, the connection for all of this. This is how they know, it's part of the same thing, because for some reason this number's coming up. Right? I don't know what's the point of the number, but that's just what's happening, right? So anyway, so the girl, the guy, he's like walking, and there's a cop that he's going by the house because the lady called the cops and was telling them something is gonna happen in this house, a tragedy or whatever. So the cop goes over there to just make sure everything is alright or whatever. And on his way over there, he sees the boyfriend just walking, and the boyfriend's eyes is like basically white. Everything is like demonized. Like he just looked like a demon, and he's just walking. And then so the cop stops the car and gets out, and he's like, hey, you. So the boy comes back to reality, and he turns around, and the cop sees he have blood all over him, right? So the cop is like, are you all right? And he's like, I think I hurt somebody. He was like, I think I hurt somebody. So that's where it all started. It all started. He gets locked up. Everybody, the cops go to the house, find the people. Well, it's actually the owner of the home. He's the only one that got hurt. So he killed him, stabbed him 22 times. They take him to court, right? And the main characters, which is the guy, the lady, and the man that do all the demon stuff, that get rid of the demons and stuff, they go and they at court with the boy. The boy is on trial or whatever, and they talk to his lawyer, and they basically tell the lawyer that he was possessed at the time. They gave him some stuff to do, like they put some items in front of him, like the cross and some water, the holy water, some stuff like that. And they had him read from the Bible. And they like, well, he's not possessed now, because if he was, he wouldn't be able to do these things. He wouldn't be able to be around them items. He wouldn't be able to read from the Bible. So they telling the lawyer basically like, he's not possessed now, but at the time he really was possessed. And the lawyer is like, well, how do you expect me to, fight that, to make 12 jurors believe that, this boy was possessed when he committed this crime. So they like, it could happen. You can do it. And she's like, you can't even convince me that it's a real thing. So, they're like, well, come with us back to our house. And if you believe, if we show you these things and, whatever happens, and you believe that, demonic possession and demonic stuff actually exists, then you take the case and make these people believe. If we can make you believe, you can make people believe, right? So I guess they do it because they skipped all the way to the part where he was in court, and the lawyers, the judge asked, the judge basically asked, how do you plead? And then the lawyer stood up and was like, he pleads not guilty, due to possession, right? So everybody in there like, what? Like, what? Or whatever. So now they doing this thing. So at the end of the day, obviously they didn't make a full decision at that time, but she was basically telling, when that day was over, when the court situation was over for that day, she was telling the lady and the man that do all the demonic stuff, she was like, y'all gonna have to figure something out figure something out to make us believe, to make them believe that this boy was possessed, because at the end of the day, they want to put him on death row, and obviously they don't want him to go on death row. Everybody know he committed the crime, but that's not the point. The point is he don't deserve to die for it, because he was not himself at the time, right? So now they go and they figure stuff out, and they trying to figure out what's going on, how this all started. They go to the beginning of when the little boy, this started with the little boy, and they found out that, excuse me guys, sorry about that. So they found out that when they first moved into the house, somebody put a, I don't know what you call it, but them ritual things that witches or whatever make, and they put it under the house, and that's how it, they basically cursed the little boy, right? They cursed the little boy, and they found out that when they cursed the little boy, it was a situation where at one point you get possessed, but then you're not possessed after whatever happens. I guess that was the thing. I don't know. But this is what it was, right? So basically they found out that the reason the boy wasn't possessed when they, and I'm talking about the boyfriend, the one that's locked up. They found out that he wasn't possessed at the time when they put the items in front of him and had him read from the Bible, because it wasn't a regular possession. It was more like a curse, right? A curse type possession. And at the time they put the stuff in front of him and had him read from the Bible, he actually really wasn't possessed at that time, right? So it like comes and goes. And it comes when the lady that's actually doing the possession, when she, start the whole ritual thing again. And that's when he get possessed. So, basically that's what was going on. It was like a whole possession type thing. Towards the end of it, because after they did their little research, how they do. They do their little research and whatever. And, found out everything that was going on, and they found out who was doing it. And they actually found out who was doing it because the lady, the one that could see the the demonic stuff and stuff like that, when she grabbed the little boy's hand, she noticed that she was seeing something that she couldn't explain, right? So after a while, when they found out about the whole, ritual stuff and the curse stuff and stuff like that, she put it together like, the thing that she was seeing when she touched his hand was the person who was doing the ritual, right? She was seeing that person, but she didn't see the person's face. She just seen like the ritual going on, right? So so she was telling her husband, the way I could figure it out, if I go touch the dead girl's hands that was killed in the woods, because she was killed like the same way that the man was killed. She was stabbed 22 times, right? So she figured that she could go. No, actually, they pulled the girl that stabbed the girl 22 times out of the water, and she felt like she could go and grab the girl's hand, the one that they pulled out the water, she was dead, touch her hand, and she could figure out, get more information about the person that is doing the rituals. So so that's what she did. And she did see the lady, and the lady was confused, like, how are you doing this? Because she was able to project her body in the same place where the lady was doing these rituals, and the lady didn't understand how she was doing it. And she was basically like, God sent me here. God is doing this, right? Or whatever. So the lady, she starts to put stuff, these little things in the same place as the lady and the man that does, all the rituals and stuff. She puts herself in that situation Not herself. She puts these things in places. Like they found one. Excuse me. They found one in the jar, with the vase with the dead flowers. They found one there, and that's when he tried to kill his wife. Right. So when he came to, they found out that that was in there. That little thing that she made, one of them little curse things, and put it in there with the flowers. Then there was another time she had, it was like in the table, it was like towards the end, like this actually was kind of like the end, and they went to her place where she was at. No, actually they went to the father's house. Not the father, like he was a priest, right? That kind of father. So he was a retired priest, and they went to his house because before, when they went there, he told them, how dangerous that thing was, but he didn't tell them that he knew the person that was doing these rituals. So when they went back to his house, and well, the lady went back to his house, and she was like, why wouldn't you tell us that you knew what was going on or whatever? So at that time, the lady that was doing the rituals actually came to the house, and she wound up killing the priest, right? So she killed the priest, and she was going after the lady that could see all this demonic stuff, right? She went after her, and she was like, when she went after her, she tried to kill her, but the lady, she, how she do, she came out of it, and she hit the lady to a point where she hit the lady with a rock, and the lady fell, and she ran, right? The girl ran, the lady ran. And when the guy came to save his wife, the lady wind up possessing him. So he was trying to kill his wife the whole time. So the wife was trying to get him to remember her, because he was like really ready to kill her. So when he went to do that last hit, he had a sledgehammer, and he went to hit her, and she was like, remember me, or whatever the case may be. He wound up remembering her, and he smashed the table, and in the table was a picture of the boy that's in jail, right? Because what was happening was she needed a soul to give to the devil, because she promised the devil a soul, well, the demon, whatever you want to call it. She promised it a soul, so that's what she was trying to do. She couldn't get the little boy, so she went, she had the demon go inside the other boy that's in jail. And, actually he was still possessed this whole time. He was still possessed. So now he's going through this stuff, a priest from jail was trying to get the demon out of him, and he's going through all this stuff, and his body doing all the, how scary movies are. They always got, the cracking of the body, and the quick movements and stuff like that, the floating in the air. He going through all of that. So back in this dungeon thing where the lady and the man is at, the last time when he, went to go hit his wife, he hit the table, and the picture of the boy fell out. And at that time, I don't know if it was the table that had like the writing on it or something. I don't know. But him breaking his table broke the curse. And when he broke the curse, the lady that was doing the rituals came out, and she started going through all the convulsions and shit, like demons do. And come to find out, the demon was snatching her up. Like, the demon was getting her because she couldn't find a soul. So the demon came to collect a soul, so he took hers. And that's kind of like how it ended, with them, the demon taking her soul, and the boy became unpossessed. He was not cursed no more. So, and everybody got to see him go through all of that, like people in the jailhouse and stuff. So they obviously knew he was telling the truth. And, so they didn't let him go. He still went to jail. But they took the death penalty off the table, and he wound up going to jail for manslaughter. And after 5 years, he wound up marrying his girlfriend, the little boy's sister. they got married, and supposedly to this day they still married or whatever. And you already know the guy and the lady and the man that do, get the spirits out and stuff like that. They grabbed the thing that was possessing, that was, the thing that was possessed, that I don't know what you would call it, the little chapel thing. They grabbed it and put it in their basement with everything else, Annabelle and all that other stuff, and then that's it. I don't know if I did that justice, but that's what was going on. I mean, that's everything that was going on, but I felt like it was a pretty good movie. If it was, it wasn't scary, no, but if you scared of scary movies and you scared when, they go into that demonic stage and stuff like that, then you probably will be scared. It's probably going to be a scary movie to you. But to me, it wasn't a scary movie. But it was a good movie. I liked watching it, and I'm most likely going to watch it again. Okay, so moving right on to the next movie. Okay, so the next movie. The next movie we're going to talk about is The Quiet Place Part 2. Now, the thing I want to say about The Quiet Place Part 2 is this is going to definitely be a very short review, right? Because I wasn't feeling the movie, and I'm probably going to have to watch the movie a couple of times for me to actually like it. Like, I'm going to have to force myself to watch it. But before we get into it, please smash that like button. Please, hit that like button. Subscribe to the page, right? Because like I said before, it will be a great thing for both of us. So hit that subscribe button. It doesn't take much. Just hit it. Boop. You don't have to pay for nothing and nothing like that. Just hit it. Boop. Same thing for the like button. All right. So let's get into The Quiet Place. Right? So it starts out, basically letting us know what happened to the father of the family, and, basically showing us that there was a father and a little boy that was actually around for part 1, but they're dead now. So, they was just letting us see that they were there, but that they're no longer there. All right, and how the things came down from the sky and while they was at a basketball game or whatever. So they wound up going to this place, and now I'm talking about the mother, the girl, the little girl, and the little boy. Because at first there was 3 kids. It was the girl that's deaf, the brother, and then the littlest brother. Now the littlest brother and the father is now dead, right? And we learned that from part 1 that they died. But they also made it clear that they were dead in this one in the beginning. Right, so now it's just the mother, the sister that's deaf, and then the boy that's right after her, and then but they now had a little baby, because in part 1 she was pregnant, and then she wound up giving birth in part 1. So now they did have the little baby with them as well, right? So obviously they need to be quiet. They need to keep quiet. So as they walking through this, I don't know what it is. It looked like a factory. So they walking on the outside of the factory, and whoever's in, there was a guy in there, and he had built these traps for these things. He built the traps, and he put out a bunch of traps all over the place. And the little boy stepped into one of those traps that clamps, like it's like it's open, and then when you step on the middle, it clamps together, right? So he stepped on that, and it clamped his foot, and he started screaming and everything. And they basically the mother and the girl got the clamp thing open, And the boy just kept screaming because he was in so much pain. And that brought along one of them things. I don't know. What are they? If you know what they are, please tell me. I don't know if they're aliens. I'm going to call them aliens because they did come from the sky. Right? So they're aliens. Okay? So I'm just going to say they're aliens. So they actually one of them aliens actually came, and the girl put that air thing on that makes them go crazy. If you've seen part 1, you know what I'm talking about. So she puts that on from the radio. I don't know how she did it, but whatever, right? And so the thing starts to go crazy, and the mother shoots it. So now they running from the other. They like trying to get away from the other ones. And mind you, the boy is hurt, so they can't go fast. And plus the mother have the baby inside this basket thing that takes the noise away, because obviously the baby is gonna cry. So they made this little thing where it's like a basket where the baby, if the baby cries, you can't hear it from the outside of that thing. So as they run in, the man grabs the girl and the boy and put them to the side, and then grabs the mother and tell her shush, right? So he picks up the little boy, and they all start running. They running and running and running. And they put him, the man put them all in this thing, kind of looked like a furnace or something. But it probably wasn't a furnace. I don't know what it was, but you could close it and you can't hear no noise coming out of it, right? It's a factory, so obviously they have these things in there, these iron pipes and stuff like that, because that's what it kind of was like. I don't know. But my thing with this movie is that I don't know. It's so hard to watch a movie that you can't. That's not making, like, nobody is talking and stuff like that. For me, it's hard to watch that type of movie. Like, I need some type of talking. There is action in the movie. So that's what the movie have going for itself, is that there is action in the movie. But there's no sound, like no talking and stuff. So it's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just really don't. I can't watch it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to force myself one day, and I'm probably going to mess around and like it a lot, because that's what I did with the first one, with part 1. It took me a long time to watch that movie, and I tried, but I just couldn't get into it because it was making no noise. And it's really hard to watch a movie that doesn't make no noise. Like, you don't hear no talking, no screaming, no nothing but music. And that's annoying. Like, if I put my head down and I'm looking at my phone and blah, 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 nothing is grabbing my attention from the TV to be like, put your head up and look. You know what I mean? So, and because of that reason, because who doesn't look at their phone? You know what I mean? So I look at my phone and I get notifications all the time. So I'm looking, I look at my phone and, that's what it is. So I don't know. I just couldn't. The movie had some, I can't even say it had good parts. I was like, as you can see right now, that this movie was not my cup of tea for today. I watched it, but I don't know. I couldn't pay that much of attention to it. Right? I don't know. So you guys, I know y'all gonna hate me for this review right here, but that's my opinion. That's my review for this. Like, it was so hard to get into it. I couldn't get into the movie. I tried too. I really, really did try, but I just wasn't feeling it at all. So if somebody else seen a movie or something like that, please write in the comments and let me know what was your opinion of the movie. Did you like it? What did you like about it? What about it would make me want to watch that thing again? Because I don't know. But I guess I'm gonna leave that right there, and the only thing I could do is just move on to the next movie, right? Which is my biggest banger right now, my biggest spoiler, right? Which is Fast 9. That movie didn't even come out yet. I think it comes out on like the 26th or the 24th, June 20 something. I know it come out June 20 something, but I got to see it. I actually got to see it, and it was really good. But I think all the movies, all the Fast and the Furious movies is good. I've heard people say that the Fast and the Furious movies did nothing for them, that they didn't like them or whatever the case may be, but I liked it. I like all of them. And this one was no different. I really, really, truly liked this movie too. So, yeah, so I guess we're going to get into this one. Let's get into this movie. So, Fast and the Furious 9. Okay, so, before we get into the movie, I just want to repeat myself again. If y'all could please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If y'all see that bell, smash that bell as well. This way, y'all could get the notifications. When I put out a new video. It's up to you guys, but I think y'all should, right? I mean, I would. But that's just me. So, please, come on. Hit that like button. Let's get some likes up in here, and let's get some good subscribers, because, my subscribers is pretty low. But that's okay, because I just started. But, help a girl out. Hit that subscribe button. All right, let's talk about Fast 9, right? So, I was so surprised when I was able to watch this movie. That's crazy. I didn't think that I was actually going to be able to watch it. But I was able to watch it. So, the movie was actually really good, right? It started out with Dom and his girl, his wife, Letty, right? We seen that they now live on this farm thing. I guess it's a farm. I'm not sure, but it looked like a farm. There was no animals or nothing like that, but it looked like they just had a lot of land, right? And the son was with them, Dom's son from the last movie. And they was, had their little life there, nice little life going on, right? Look very happy, whatever the case may be. And this car is coming up, right? They don't know why this car is coming up. I guess it kind of looked like they were, in hiding or something, I really don't know. But yeah, so the car was coming up, and basically they had their little routine. The little boy went into the little cubby thing on the floor, to hide, and Letty and Dom got the guns, and basically getting ready for the situation. So as Dom is pointing the gun to the car, his shotty, actually it was better than the shotty. The gun that he had, I don't know what it's called because I'm not into guns, but enough about me, right? So the person is getting out the car, and guess who it is? Roman. Guys, it's Roman, right? He's like, wait, it's just me. It's Rome. It's just me. Don't shoot. Blah blah blah. So he get out the car, and then Ludacris, Tej, he gets out the car. And then Ramsey get out the car, which is the cyber girl, right? She gets out the car, and they basically is saying that Mr. Nobody is gone. He's missing. There's a video of him, talking about, he need help or whatever the case may be. So that's why they coming to get Dom, right? They coming to get Dom and Letty. So that happens. And then, they basically go back and do their little thing, trying to get Mr. Nobody back. And they come across all these guys that's like army guys, I guess. And, basically they fighting and that's where the scene come from where you see them falling off the bridge, right? Well, not the bridge, the mountain, with the car. They was, basically doing that. So what happened was, as they were fighting these people, driving and stuff like that, the Ramsey basically was doing her thing and was, basically telling them, what's ahead. So she was basically like, well, the way you could get over to the other side is there's a bridge, right? You could just drive on the bridge and go to the other side. So as they going and, all this ruckus is happening, they come across the bridge, but there is no bridge. So there's the line to the bridge. So you could tell that there was a bridge because the I don't want to call it a rope because, well, I don't know. It was a really strong ass rope, whatever it was, right? So that was still there. So of course, Dom Needon is following this car, and actually the car they was following was the brother, right? Dom's brother, because his brother in this movie was Cena, John Cena. Right, so what's going, like, they gonna put all of the WWE stars in these movies and make them stars? Like, well, what the hell is going on? Just to put it out there that The Rock was not in this movie this time. The Rock wasn't in it, and neither was Jason. Right, Jason is his real name, Statham. I think that's his name, but he wasn't in this movie either. At least I didn't see him, but his mother was, Queenie, right? She was in there. The mother was in there. But anyway, we're not going to get to that yet. So we're still in the beginning, right? So in the beginning, so they're driving, and Dom's brother, right, after they see him and all this stuff, all this stuff is going on, and he rides right off the cliff. And when he rides off this cliff, there's a plane or something that have this big magnetic thing on the plane that grabs the car up and flies off. And that was like a fighter plane or something. I don't really know, but it was, one of them army situations. I don't really know, but it was a nice plane. I ain't even going front. But anyway, so Dom is going really fast at this cliff, and Letty in there, like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you thinking? There's no bridge there. What are you gonna do? So he's like, hold on. So Dom, being Dom, he hits the rope thing, and the rope thing gets stuck in the wheel, and as they falling, right, the rope is holding them, right? So when the rope gets tight, it kind of swings them to the other side of the mountain, and that's how they survive, right? It swings them all the way over there. The car flips, and boom, they nicely cars sitting right there with them in it, and they happy because they just survived. That's crazy. I had to turn my head a couple of times because I cannot do heights. I don't care where the height is at. If it's on TV, that's my horror. Heights. I can't watch people jumping off of stuff, even if it's in a movie and I'm not even there. But I could still feel the danger in my heart, in my stomach. So it's hard for me to watch stuff like that. So I kind of turned my head a couple of times, but it's all good. I know what happened, right? And I know enough to be able to tell y'all what happened. So anyway, right? So now I want to talk. So now I want to say that they have Ludacris and Ludacris is Taj. They had Tej, I think that's his name. Tej, Rome, and Ramsey. They be having them together now, like they're a little trio. And I noticed that from like the other movies, but in this movie, it's like they a little trio together, right? Like if that's their thing now. So Tyrese, I keep saying his real name, but Roman Pierce, he is talking to Tej and Ramsey about what happened, about the fact that is supposed to be dead, because they actually he was in this car, like, this was in the beginning. So he was in the car, and the car was like kind of stuck between these two rocks, and it was kind of falling on, and it was gonna fall onto this bomb that was laying on the ground. So he, basically, got out of the car. Somehow, some way, he was able to get out the car, and he fell right next to the bomb, but he didn't touch the bomb. And then when he was walking away, the car fell on the bomb, and he flew. He flew because of the pressure. And when he got up, he was like trying to get away, like, trying to move away or whatever, because the car flew up in the air. And when the car came down, it looked like it smashed. It looked like it smashed him, right? So everybody thought Roman was dead. I thought Roman was dead. Shit, Tej thought Roman was dead. Ramsey thought Roman was dead. Everybody thought Roman was dead. But somehow, some way, he wound up walking from around the car. And they was like, how are you alive right now? And he's like, I don't know. Let's go. So that's what he was like, I don't know. Let's go. So they wound up, leaving, and they was in, their little hideaway spot. And Roman is telling them, like, I don't know what happened. And I think that we're more than human. We're not just human or whatever. And, Tej and Ramsey love making fun of Roman. So they making fun of him. And, Tej is like, yeah. And, we're like superhuman, and we're this, we're that. And Roman is like, yeah. He was like, no, you're stupid. And everybody just started laughing at this dude, like, because, he crazy, and they just be messing with him all the time. So, yeah, so basically he thinks that they superhuman, because he's saying that there's no way in hell that all this stuff happens through, every one of the Fast and the Furious, all this stuff be happening, and they stay alive. You know what I mean? They still be alive. So, he's basically saying, nah, there's no way this could be a real thing. Like, something is up. We, like, super lucky or whatever. So, after all that, with the whole bridge and everything else like that, they give us like actually, when the movie first starts, they give us a little flashback of Dom's family, but I didn't know that was Dom's family that they was giving us a flashback of. It was just some when the movie came on, I didn't even think it was the movie, because it was like some people car racing people, with like real race cars and, the real track and all that stuff. So I thought it was just some random, but it wasn't. It was just a flashback. So, I just want to put out there that the young boy from Animal Kingdom plays in there as Dom's brother, right? And, some dude, I don't know, he looked like super Spanish, like he's from Belize. I don't know why I just said that. Cuba or something like that. I don't really know, but basically, they got the Cuban boy looking like, he's supposed to be Dom, and they got the father of Dom's father. And Dom's father is actually the guy that's racing cars. And he gets killed in the car when he was doing a race, and the car blew up, and he dies in that race. So, I just wanted to put that out there. And, I love the fact that they put that guy from Animal Kingdom in there, because I love him. And we will be talking about Animal Kingdom when they come back on. And, so, they give us a lot of flashbacks on Dom and his brother. And so, they basically is trying to let us know, how the father died, what happened, why Dom and his brother is not together, because Dom's sister and Dom is very close, but Dom brother is not even. We don't even know he have a brother into this one, Fast 9. So yeah, they was basically letting us know why, right? Also, we had Bow Wow was up in there for like a little second. He had a little part, and the guy from Tokyo Drift. So it was from Tokyo Drift. It was the white guy and Bow Wow, and then there was some other Chinese guy. I don't know who that was, but yeah. So they had them in there, and they was basically their part in there was to show that they could build a car and put some rockets on it, or some rocket stuff or whatever. Created a car with a rocket. So they was basically creating stuff. That was their thing, right? And their thing that they was creating was a super duper fast car. 2-second car is what they call it, right? Okay, so we know they was in it, right? I just want to put out there, Cardi was in it. She was in it for like 10 seconds, but she still was there. Her name in this was Liza. She was like a cop in there, but she wasn't a cop. It was like she was faking like she was a cop so she could save Dom. So she wound up saving him. Like they was trying to get him locked up. Cardi and her girls came in all the the suits, the police suits, and grabbed them. They was in London, I think. They was in London, and they came to save Dom, or whatever the case may be. But she was in there for like 10 seconds. And okay, so that was that. And also I wanted to mention that they found Han. Remember Han? He was the Chinese guy from Tokyo Drift. They found him in Tokyo, right? Because he was in Tokyo because that's where he said that him and his girl, the girl that played, I think it was part 6. I'm not sure. I think it was part 6, but they had a girl that was with them in that part, and she was in love with the Chinese guy. They was in love with each other. So he went to Tokyo because he said that they were, their last spot that they would go to and just live their life was going to be in Tokyo. So that's where he was. Letty wound up finding him there. It was Letty and Mia. Them two, they found him there. And I just want to mention, that's like, they had Mia in this one, right? Because Mia has been gone since Brian died, right? And but they had her in here. And, they still be talking about Brian, how, they was basically saying how she was there, but she was only there for her brother, because, they found out that the brother was the one doing all this. And she said that Brian was back with the kids, which was really weird because if Brian was really alive in real life, there's no way he would let her go and he stay. There's no way in hell that would happen. But in this movie, they made it seem like that because I think they what they trying to do is keep up with, letting people know that Brian is still alive and well and good and he's doing great with his family, right? They've been saying Brian's name since the beginning of this movie. Brian is, so, no, we can't call Brian because we promise, Brian is out and living his good life and blah, blah, blah. So they definitely keep, showing homage to Brian. And, just keeping his name alive in the movie. And I like that about this movie. I really do. I like that. So now we got the characters, right? So we know that Mia's back. We know that Letty and Dom, we know that they in it. We know Jacob, which is Cena, Dom's brother. His name is Jacob in this, right? So we know he plays in it. Basically Ludacris playing it, and Tej, which is Ludacris' name, Ramsey playing it. She's back. She's still in it. Rome's still in it. The mother Queenie, Jason's Statham, his mom's is in it, but he doesn't play in it in this one. So she's in it, and we know Cardi is in it. It's just a bunch of people in it, and the girl Cypher is back too. The one that took Dom's baby in part 8, she's back. She's in it too. They got her in a glass box. I don't know why they got her in that box. She's like a prisoner, but her prison cell is a glass box in the middle of a big ass shit. What is it? Like a the thing that houses planes is like one of them things. But anyway, right? So I'm sorry, we got off the topic. So I just want to mention that Dom's brother, right, Jacob, he is like MacGyver. He is like he's swinging from, well, not really swinging, but you know how they have the zip lines and stuff. Like he's zip lining across so many buildings. Like it's like a MacGyver thing. He breaking into chest. He breaking into safes and shit and doing all this stuff, but they made him look like like a MacGyver. Got all these gadgets and shit like that. So to me, he remind me of like MacGyver, right? So yeah. So I like the fact that they put Cena in this because he's like a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. I don't know how to explain it, but he's obviously Dom's brother, but he's supposed to be the guy that's gonna put Dom on his ass. But at the end of the day, he didn't put Dom on his ass. What he did was, when it was all over, he wound up being the one that helped Dom, right? That helped him get away and shit. So, thank you, Jacob, for that, right? Because we need Dom. We need him. So, any help he could get, thank you, appreciate it, right? So, okay. So, let's talk about Han, right? So obviously we thought he was dead because in the second one, which was Tokyo Drift, supposedly he died, right? Then all of a sudden he really wasn't dead because in like part 4, part 5, he was there helping, Dom and the crew, right? He was there with the crew. That's how he met the girl, which was super weird, but I guess Tokyo Drift was like one of the movies where it was like supposed to go after he met the girl and stuff. I don't know. It was crazy. It shouldn't have been. The movie shouldn't have been number 2. It should have been like number 6 or 7 or something like that. Tokyo Drift. But I'm glad they didn't because Tokyo Drift was like, wah. Anyway, right? So yeah, so, obviously everybody thought that Han was dead. But he wasn't dead, obviously, because they found him in Tokyo. And the thing is, we seen him look like, he was in that car when it blew up. But really, Mr. Nobody got to him before that. And Mr. Nobody is the one that faked his death. Mr. Nobody knows how to make things look like whatever, but it really ain't what it seems. So he was the one that helped him look like, he had died in that crash. But he really didn't, obviously. So now we know that Han was alive and we know why he was alive. No, Mr. Nobody needed him to go and get the key to not the key, like it was like a this rock thing that's, I don't know, it's all for a satellite. So his mission was to go do that. He wind up getting, finding this girl, and the girl, he saved the girl and raised the girl and teaches the girl how to take care of herself, because he was basically saying that, people was going to keep coming after this girl. People was going to keep coming after her. So the only way I could keep, he could keep her safe was to teach her how to protect herself. Right. And, they say that they became family or whatever the case may be. And, we still didn't understand what was up with this girl. Right. I thought it was his sister or something. but it wasn't, right? It was just some girl that he was protecting. And the reason he was protecting her is because she was the key. Everybody was looking for this key. The Dom was looking for the key. Dom's brother was looking for this key. Everybody looking for this key, right? But the whole time, the key wasn't a thing. It was a person, and she was the key. Her DNA is what controls the this ball thing, that controls the satellite. I don't know, it's really weird. So all right, basically they got the girl, right? They got her, and Dom got her. Also, Han is with Dom, and everybody is together, right? So while they in there, and Han is explaining, and the girl is explaining, what's going on, why they wound up together, why Mr. Nobody wanted him, to do the mission, why. It was a bunch of whys going on. So they was getting the situation on, why Han was still alive, how he was still alive, and talking about this girl and stuff like that. So they come to find out that the girl is the key. So now Dom's brother is there listening to them, right? He's in this building hiding, listening to everything that's going on. And when Dom goes to hug Han, like on Dom's brother's face, on Jacob's face, was like, he was so upset. Like, it was kind of like, why I didn't get that family time, right? Because when they was little, when Dom had went to jail, and then when he came home, he basically told his brother Jacob, like, and this is when they were still young. He told his brother Jacob, like, I know you killed our father, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna race, and if you win, I will move on. But if I win, if Dom was saying if Dom win, that the brother would just keep going and never come back, right? So, Dom's brother Jacob, he basically was family deprived. He didn't have a family. That's it looked like basically that's what he wanted, and that's what he was doing all that fighting with Dom because he was mad at him for making him leave and never come back. So, that was that. Because you already know Dom was going to win. So, yeah. So, the brother comes out and with his army. And he was basically like, thank you for finding the girl. Thank you for finding the key. This is what we needed. And thank you for finding that ball piece, right? Because they needed that. Because Dom had took it. So, he took it back from them. From Dom and them, and he also was like, we're taking the girl too. So they grabbed the girl and went to take her, and obviously Han was gonna fight. So Han trying to fight with these people to get the girl back, but he was no match. Like he couldn't even, he was no match for them. So he had to leave it, and Dom was basically saying to his brother, "We will get her back. We will win this," basically. And, so they just walked off. The brother and his little army situation walked away with the girl. And Dom and wound up using this big-ass battery that they had, this magnet thing, as a weapon. So that's how they got away from the army people. I think it was like they used it because, the army people had... the smoke bombs and stuff like that on them, and in the bombs is the key, the little thing, and if you pull them out, like a grenade, if you pull them out, it's gonna go off or whatever. So that's what happened. They used that thing they used the magnet to make the keys stick to the magnet, and obviously come out of the bomb things, the smoke grenades. So, the smoke started going off, and that's how Dom and his people got away, right? So, as they was getting away, they was going, because I think they was in like a sewer thing. So when they was coming out of the sewer, obviously, the people was running after them, and all the time, Dom put himself, he risked his life to save everybody else's life. So everybody else is out. Dom is the last one. When he was supposed to get out, he told Letty, like, go. I got this. I'll hold them back or whatever. So he jumped back into the drainage thing. I don't really know what to call these things, but anyway, he jumps back into it, and he's fighting off these people. He's fighting off these army people. And actually he's beating them up. You know how Dom is. Obviously, they're gonna make him look like the hero. So he's beating them up, throwing them off of this thing, off the railings. Fighting like mad at them at one time, like a big ass beast. And he presses the button for all this debris to come down, all this water and debris, and it all falls on them, and he winds up falling deep into the sewer thing, into the water, and everybody thinks that he's dead, right? Because he that's how he kills the other one, the army people. So now Letty is Letty's talking about no, because the whole time she's watching it from the drain above, with the drainage thing closed, but she could still see. So she's like, no, basically how movies do. And you see Dom fall into the water, and he's basically dying, I guess, because like he was having flashbacks of him and his son and stuff like that, and it went into his father and his brother, and he's listening to his father on the phone talk about something with the car or whatever, and all of a sudden you see Letty coming to save him. She jumps into the water and she goes to save him, and then all of a sudden it blank, the screen go black, and then you see Letty sitting next to a bed with Dom on it. Dom wakes up like, how am I here? He's shocked, and she's like, without you there is no me. There's no need for me to be alive if you ain't alive. So of course, she's gonna save him. So that's what happens. She saves him. And so they go and they get ready to do their thing because they need to save this girl. So the big thing about this one is they have this big ass magnet battery thing that they use it as a weapon, right? So the whole time they using this thing as a weapon, pulling cars at them, turning it off, making the cars fall, turning it back on, making it magnetized, everything metal and stuff is sticking to it, and then they're dropping, they stick it to it. And then, but what they really trying to do is they trying to take this big ass car thing. It's not even a car, it's like this big ass super truck, and they trying to get it to stop, right? Take it off the road, get it to stop, because it controls the satellite in the sky. And they need it to not, they need this down because something is downloading. They needed the ball and the girl to get it to work, and this download is happening that's gonna download into the satellite. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what the thing is gonna do. I don't know if it's supposed to like kill a lot of people or get something that these people are not supposed to have. Obviously, is that for this rich dude from London or whatever. So they notice that they can't stop this truck, and they just trying and trying. But while they trying to stop this truck, guess where guess where Roman and Tej is at? They done got together with the white guy from Tokyo Drift and the Chinese guy, and they put together a car with rocket on it, and created a spaceship. So they on top of this plane, right? Because you know how Roman is when it come to heights and falling off of planes and stuff. You know he don't like that, right? From last time. So they got him on top in this car on top of a plane, flying, right? So as they wind up letting the car fall off of this plane, because mind you, it's super high in the sky. So they let the car fall off this plane, and as the car is falling, you hear Roman screaming, because obviously that's what he always do, right? The whole time, screaming or whatever. So they start the car up, and this rocket come on, and boom, they shoot up into the air, and now they in space. So you know how Fast and the Furious does a lot of traveling. That's what they known for. They do a lot of traveling everywhere. But in this movie, they travel to space, which is the biggest thing. Like, I don't know. I think that was the most exciting thing, is like, so now they're in space. What the hell they going to do in space, right? So they were supposed to, their job in space is to basically destroy the satellite, because they needed to destroy the satellite so the rich guy couldn't get what he needed from that satellite. I think it was his satellite, actually, the rich guy, right? So that's what they do. They up there and they trying to get, basically destroy the satellite or whatever, but it's not working. Whatever they trying to do is not working. So Roman suggests, that they just crash the car into the satellite, because mind you, they're in a car that they made into a spaceship. So so Roman is saying that they should just go and smash the satellite with the car, drive into it, because that's what they do. And Tej is like, I don't know if we could, I don't think we should, that's a bad idea. I don't think we should do that. And Roman is like, well, we either gonna die or we not. So, if we gonna die, let's go out on top. Literally. On top of the world. Literally. So Tez think about it, and he's like, alright, whatever, let's go. So, they go and they ram the car into the satellite dish, and obviously the satellite breaks and get destroyed, and everything is destroyed. And what the rich guy was trying to do is no longer available for them to do, because the satellite is not there. The satellite is gone. It's crashed up, smashed up and stuff. So this whole time I'm thinking, like, what happened to Roman and Tez? Did they make it? How did they survive? What's going on, right? And at the end, you see them hanging on to this thing, this piece of debris. They hanging on to it next to a space station, and they like wave into the space station, like, help us, we here in peace. Roman gotta be dumb, right? So he's like, yeah, we here in peace. So the space station wound up helping them, pulling them in and stuff like that. So that was great. So everything worked out with the whole outer space thing. I love the fact that they put that outer space situation in there, because I feel like it brings us to a whole nother dimension. For real. Like, it brings, it is on another level, I feel like. But yeah, so and as the truck, Dom and his brother Jacob wind up getting this truck to stop by smashing the wheels. Like, they kept smashing into the wheels, to the wheels was like trying to stop, and then it actually made the truck flip. So when the truck flipped, I'm sorry, I didn't even say at that point that Dom and his brother, the rich guy tried to kill the brother, tried to get his army to kill the brother, and then Dom and them helped the brother. So the brother helped Dom and them, so that's how the brother Jacob got on the side of Dominic. And so, so he basically helped Dominic bring down this truck. And when the truck uh, swung on its back, Dom was in there still. He got into it and he was trying to save the truck. I don't know why he was trying to save it, or maybe he was trying to save himself. And because the truck was it was undestroyable, you couldn't destroy it. So I guess he felt like, because it was at the edge of the this mountain thing, so it rolled off. And I guess Dom felt like that was his only chance of survival. So he got into it, and as the thing was rolling, he when it went to land, he started the truck up and stopped it from going off of the other cliff. So that's how he saved that. But then here we go. This girl, Cypher. You know who Cypher is. Cypher is the girl from the one that kidnapped Dom's baby and baby moms, right? So she comes and she is in this, what you call them things? Oh, it's called the drone. So she's in this drone. Well, she's not actually in the drone. She's controlling the drone, but it looks like she's in it. So I thought she was in it the whole time, but she really wasn't in the drone. She was in like this plane thing that controls it, right? And so she was using a magnet thing to kind of grab the truck, because what she was trying to do was pull the truck over over the cliff. But it Dom basically survived. It didn't work. He wound up saving himself in the truck or whatever. So she shot missiles at it. So as she was shooting these missiles at it, the truck was like blowing up, but it wasn't getting super destroyed, but it was getting destroyed because, like I said before, this truck was, you couldn't destroy it. So, and plus Dom was in it. So, he was in it when these missiles was hitting it. So, I guess he was able to get out of it. And when it was about to go off the cliff, another cliff, the drone was coming towards it, right? And it hit it with a missile. And as it hit it with the missile, the truck flew up and smashed the drone. So, and Dom wound up not being in it. They always trying to show some magic shit. Like, that was some magic shit. How the fuck he was not in it after that, right? So, no, he wound up being out of the truck when everything blew up, when it smashed into the drone. And he survived, obviously. And this was like the end of the movie, right? He wound up surviving. And so the brother basically, he's, everybody's looking for the brother now, the police and blah blah blah, the rich dude, I don't know, like, supposedly a whole bunch of people is looking for the brother. So Dom gave him a 10-second call, because remember when Brian gave Dom the 10-second call when, to get away in part 1. So he did the same thing for his brother. He was like, somebody gave me a 10-second call to give me a second chance, so this is what I'm gonna do for you. So he gave him the keys to the car, and his brother Jacob drove off, right? Drove off, and you didn't see him again. And now the movie went to the house. Remember the house that they always go back to, that they have the barbecues behind the house, and their house from the beginning of the series, the franchise, right? So they rebuilding the house. They showing us that they rebuilding the house, but they still have their barbecue back there. And guess who was there, y'all? Don Omar. Like, they got him back, but they didn't have Thego in there this time, right? I was surprised, because Thego is the one that be on the grill that can't cook for shit. But actually they had Don Omar on there, and he was the one on the grill this time. And basically they had their little family get together. And it was all of them. It was Dom, Tez, Ramsey, it was Letty, Rome, Mia, And I think, yeah, that was it. And then, you had the baby, Brian, Dominic's son, Brian. And, they let Dom's son do the prayer, the grace. Because you know how Dom always say at the end of every movie, now who's going to say grace, or you say grace or whatever. So they let the little boy say grace. I thought that was nice. Yeah, and then it went off. But before it went off, they was like, wait, we waiting for one more person before you start. And that one more person was Jacob, Dominique's brother. But they didn't really show us him. They showed us the car. But they didn't, once the car pulled up, the movie went off. And yeah, and that was it. And that was the end of the movie. But it was a really good movie. I liked the movie so much. I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch it a couple of more times. Yeah, I'm going to watch it some more times because I really liked it a lot. And I'm pretty sure, that I'm missing some stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some stuff, but I can't remember what it is right now. And you know how sometimes you be watching a movie and you don't know, like, you watch it the first time, but, as you watch it again and again, you start noticing some other things that you didn't notice the first time you watch it. So I'm pretty sure that's the situation. This review is coming right after I watched it. So the movies that I spoke about today was, movies I only seen one time. Usually I will watch something 2 times so I would be able to get the right information, the right facts and stuff like that, and and without missing anything. But this time I was so excited. I just wanted to come and talk to you and let y'all know, about these movies that I seen today. Whether it was a good movie to me or whether it was not a good movie, I still watched it. And I watched it on TV, so that is why I'm putting it out on TV, everything, right? And, I hope y'all like these little conversations, spoilers, reactions that, I'm putting on here, because I just really like talking about them. And I just hope you guys like them too. It makes me, it gets me excited that, I get to come back and, talk to y'all about these movies that I'm watching or TV shows or whatever it is, whatever it is, I'm gonna, come back and let y'all know about it, especially the ones that I really love. So there's gonna be more stuff coming too. So remember, I'm gonna be here for a while, and there's more stuff coming, more reviews on shows. We still got the 50 Cent show coming out, the Kanan thing. We definitely gonna do that. And then we got the fall stuff coming. We also got Animal Kingdom that's coming. A lot of you probably don't know what Animal Kingdom is, but for the ones who do understand that is a great show. So, we have that coming. And, we have a couple of stuff coming. I just can't remember, right now off the top of my head what it is. But we have a lot of stuff coming. And, yeah, so, me, I'm Spidice, just to introduce myself to the ones who, haven't listened to this before. And to the ones that don't know me, my name is Spidice, right? The name of this show is called TV Everything. I'm going to talk about everything on TV. I'm not really going to talk about anything else on this show. It's just, basically more about TV stuff because I like to watch TV. So, so thanks for watching or listening. And, I'm gonna, leave it there. Yo!